It's worse than I've ever seen it, and it needs to be dealt with.
I wouldn't go in if I were you. Words written on a vacant home that burned on Stella Avenue this weekend. Housing advocates are calling on the city to fix a problem that's only getting worse.
We have 120 homes that aren't registered as vacant in the city of Winnipeg, on top of the 560 to 700 vacant buildings that are registered with the city of Winnipeg. It's an epidemic.
In the past few weeks, through numerous tours of vacant, abandoned, and dilapidated homes, City News has seen firsthand the vacant building problem in Winnipeg. Housing advocate Sel Burrows and a team of volunteers have put forth recommendations to the city to address the growing issue.
They've gotten behind. They can't keep up. They're wonderful people who keep our city looking as good as possible. They need help.
These recommendations include increasing city staffing levels to board up and check in on these homes, as well as tightening deadlines vacant homeowners have between inspections.
Somebody put the fire on around 10:30 at night. Then the fireman is coming. Then she gone. Then 2:30 in the morning, fire again.
Yesterday, fire departments were here. They extinguished the fire. This is the fourth time in a week. We need help this house to be demolished.
On Alexander Avenue, 2 residents voiced their concerns after numerous recent fires in vacant buildings. Mohammed Noor says 2 homes on their block had been vacant and rotting for 6 to 7 years. He tried to change that.
We went to a realtor. We give him an offer through the lawyer. They give us back our checks. They said the property is now for the city. The city is not doing anything.
City News has confirmed that the city does in fact own the 2 properties in question, but have not yet confirmed how long the city has owned them for.
We've had 3 vacant house fires in the last 10 days. It is an ongoing issue that we have with the arson risk in those vacant properties.
Scott Wilkinson, Assistant Chief of Community Risk Reduction with the Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service, says vacant buildings are a risk to the community and his staff. 60 vacant buildings burned in Winnipeg in 2021.
We would obviously like to see buildings turned over and efforts made to utilize them better, that they're not derelict, that they become affordable housing or enhancements to the community. If they are totally derelict, I mean, it would be far safer for those buildings to have either be totally remodeled and put to use, or to be demolished to not pose that ongoing risk.
Winston Yee with the city says they're reviewing Burrows' recommendations and says at this time of the year they increase seasonal staff anyways to deal with the rise in 311 calls about vacant buildings. Yee says in the past 5 years they have eliminated 1,300 homes from the vacant building list, but new buildings continue to become vacant.
It's not a static number. We intake a number, a couple hundred, in fact, every year, and we are able to remediate out a few hundred every year as well. Ideally, we would love to see, no vacant buildings. That would be the ideal situation, that things are being remediated, that it's put back on the market. But at the same time, it's, we have an obligation to work with property owners to advise them what the issues are and to give them an opportunity to remediate or take some action.
Yee says the city is looking at options to deal with vacant homes with partnerships with Winnipeg Fire, Police, and other city colleagues. In Winnipeg, Mike Albanese, City News.
Next on City News.